Well, Tim, I'm up in the kitchen with Chef Ashley Flagg from Grant's Restaurant in West Hartford. Ashley was just named the new chef de cuisine. It's very exciting because you are the first female chef to run one of Billy's restaurants. First off, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I'm from Connecticut originally, just moved back to Connecticut with my wife Rebecca from Boston. Spent a year up in Boston working at Little Donkey in Cambridge with Ken Oringer and Jamie Bissonnet. And I'm happy to be back in Connecticut and with Billy.
And you said you actually got your first kitchen job at Grant's. How long ago was that?
Like 10 years ago now. Started in the pantry with Billy at Grant's and Brico Trattoria in Glastonbury when it first opened.
That's great. So it's really a homecoming for you.
Oh, yeah. And there's a lot of people that have been there for 15, 20 years. They've worked for Billy, and Brico just had its 23rd anniversary, so it's a big family. It's always a homecoming when you come back into the kitchen.
Billy really seems like he is more of a mentor, the chef that sort of really takes people under his wings.
Oh yeah, for a lot of chefs in Connecticut, and now even when I was in Boston, there was tons of chefs that had worked for Billy. So
Grant's is sort of going through a revamp. They're not going to do lunch anymore, focus more on dinner, and there are some really exciting changes happening to the menu. There's going to be more shareables, a larger burger menu, also more cuts of steak.
More cuts of steaks, yep.
And that's what we're going to focus on today.
Yep, we're going to do a Churrasco dish today, so a skirt steak dish with a little bit of potato bravas, papas bravas, and some roasted spiced carrots.
All right, so you've got one going right here behind us.
Yep.
Now, what did you do to get this ready?
So this we just spiced. We took whole cumin, coriander seeds, and we toasted it, and then we ground it with a little paprika. So that goes on the outside of the steaks, gives it a nice char on the outside. Obviously, a good amount of salt and pepper.
About how long for each side?
Depends on what temperature. We're gonna shoot for a skirt steak. Texture-wise, medium rare to medium is probably the best, so we're going to shoot for we're going to be medium rare for these guys.
Okay.
So this is pretty much all the way. We're just going to throw a little bit of herbs and butter right into the pan.
That's a lot of butter.
It won't absorb it.
Everything's so good, yeah.
It won't absorb it. It's just to get a little extra crisp on the outside.
Now I have to ask, before you put it in, did you coat the pan with butter also, or did you
No, I started just in canola oil.
Canola oil, okay.
So while that's
oil
going
first and then the butter.
Yep. So while that's going, these are just Idaho potatoes that we diced and we roasted in a non-stick pan. And we're going to let that go for a little bit. Get it nice and crispy on the outside. We'll add some seasonings. Let's get this out here.
And then the special sauce is going to be coming, right?
Yeah, the special sauce is coming. So we're just going to get that. Okay, so while that's going, we're going to make a little chimichurri sauce. Chimichurri, super easy, really herby, and good, healthy for you. So you start with just a little bit of garlic. We're going to make enough just for this one steak. We're going to do a little bit of garlic, some salt. This is the same ground cumin, coriander, and paprika that we have on our steak. We add a little bit of chopped parsley and chopped cilantro. This is sherry vinegar, but you can use any acid, so you could use a lime juice, a lemon juice, or a different vinegar. Apple cider vinegar would be great. And then a nice olive oil.
Now, is this something, I know you said this was just for the one steak, is this something that you could do for like a couple weeks? You could do and store it in the fridge? Or will it not hold?
It won't hold too well, but you could. So say, you have a dinner party the next day, you could chop all your herbs and your garlic ahead of time. And then the day of, you just mix in your olive oil and your sherry vinegar. But if you do it too far ahead, the sherry vinegar and the acid in the olive oil as well will turn the color of the chimichurri.
Okay, all right. So use it fairly quickly.
That's correct.
All right.
Okay. So that's it. That's very simple. That's it right there.
And we'll have all the details on the recipe on our website for you to check back. Just head over to fox61.com a little bit later on. Now, while that's cooking, if you got a minute, can we go over some of the other new items that are going to be on the menu? It looks like there's a quinoa salad there.
Quinoa salad, new to the menu. So it has a little apricots, tomatoes, feta, olives, and then just a really simple vinaigrette. So lemon juice, olive oil. Nice healthy option to go along with the heavier
And then we've got
items.
some empanadas here.
Yeah, so the empanadas are duck confit empanadas. There's a little bit of onions, peppers, and then the sauce itself is a mole poblano sauce. and then cilantro crema as well.
And we were talking about the expanded burger menu. This is one of them. How many new burgers are there?
Right now we had added 4 new burgers. So we actually went back and added our classic blue cheeseburger. We're adding tonight, we'll go on the menu tonight, the barbecue burger. So that'll have frizzled onions on it, our house-made barbecue sauce, an 8-ounce patty, Angus beef, of course. And then this also is, this is our truffle burger. So it's got sauteed mushrooms, truffle cheese on it, and then a truffle aioli that we make as well. Yeah, so lots of good stuff.
I have to say the truffle fries there.
So
Tell me they're not going anywhere. Those are my favorites. Okay.
No, we're trying to keep a lot of guest favorites too.
Good.
So no worries.
All right, so we can. This is about done, right?
Yeah, we can go ahead and slice
Like that up.
So we have a steak up here that we've been resting. So you should cook your steak and let it rest for a few minutes. Otherwise, you'll notice that it'll bleed out, and we don't want that.
Don't want that. You want to keep the juices in.
Okay, and then it's important to cut on an angle for a steak like this.
Okay, so
You don't want to cut it with the grain.
against the grain.
Correct. Always
Okay,
against the grain.
Against the grain. Right. If you cut it with the grain, it's like, I don't know, more chewy.
It'll be chewy, yeah. So unless you're trying to make beef jerky,
not
you're
as
always
enjoyable.
cutting against the grain.
All right, good to keep in mind.
All right.